What's up, guys and gals? My name's Kathy, and if you landed here, you're watching Scar My Guitar, the Unicorn Edition.
What are you doing in here? Give me that camera. Ain't happening, fellas. Now, we've been having a pretty good time on the channel lately, checking out a bunch of different cool guitars. But today, we're going to be checking out what I like to call the king of budget guitars. That budget guitar being the Epiphone Les Paul Studio. Now, what a lot of people don't know is you can find those Les Paul Studios on the used market fairly cheap. Now, my friend Luigi just got to wander around some pawn shops after watching my video on that Ibanez, and he found this. Now, what this is an Epiphone Les Paul Studio. Yeah, I know I called it a Les Paul Special in the live video. I'm a bonehead, what do you expect? You know, I got a little excited. This is a killer guitar, and we were going to do some killer upgrades on it. But after examining this thing a little bit better, I don't think it needs all those upgrades. It just needs a little love. I mean, it's super clean, man. This thing looks beautiful. It's got a few scratches in the back. We'll look at them here. Now, we're not worried about cosmetics. Our only objective here is to make it play better and to get all the funk off of it. Any marks or scars it already has, we'll leave those there. I don't know if you can see the pickups all wonky in there. They're all uneven. The bridge has been jacked up really high. Just look at the action on the guitar. You can see where the pawn shop had a sticker on the back there. I don't know why those idiots do that. It's going to sit there for a while. Don't put a sticker on the finish. You know what I'm saying? Gonna ruin it. But this thing right here has got some Grover tuners on it. It's got some killer pickups in it already. I think it's got the Alnico too. I read up something on it. You guys tell me what's in here. Now, I don't know nothing about serial numbers, but I'm sure some of you guys do. If you do, let me know what year this was made and all that other good stuff. Man, that baby's pretty. Let's see what it sounds like, what it plays like before we do anything to it. You know I like to play them unplugged first. Got some rattling going on, and the action's super high. I'm fighting to play it. But it still sounds good. Now, it's definitely rattling around a little bit, and it's hard to play. But those are some pretty good bones to work with, I'm thinking. But we can't do it standing here talking about it, so that's gonna be enough flip-flapping. Let's make it happen. Now, the first thing we gotta do, get these old nasty strings off. Now, hang on just a dang minute. Sean, nobody wants to watch you change strings on a guitar, man. All right, we'll skip it this time. See, look at Epiphone stuff, man. Look how tight that is. I mean, it's got a little bit of play, but nothing like those cheap guitars. Look at this. Epiphone, clearly stamped right there in the corner. And yes, it is really nice and tight, look. See that clips in there, it don't just fall right out. Let's pull this guy off, see how tight it's on there. On there good. Clearly stamped Epiphone. So now we know Epiphone bridges are stamped Epiphone. Alright, let's drag these pickups out. Looks like we got one over there. It's wallowed out. That's okay, we'll fix that little guy. Let's check out this bridge pickup. Clearly stamped Epiphone. It says Hot Humbucker 8B Open. Oh, so I guess that means it's ringing in at 8. We're going to find out here in a minute if that's true. Yeah, it's got that R on it. I guess that means rear. Let's check out the neck.
It says Humbucker 6N open. I don't know what open means, but it's got that F. I guess that means front, but clearly stamped Epiphone. What I'm about to show you really sucks. You see that screw hole? It goes all the way through into where the wires are. You see that? You see me moving the wires around with the toothpick in there? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to plug this little hole up without going into that cavity. I'm going to use a little bit of this stick fast epoxy here. Just a couple of tiny drops. Nothing major at all. Then I'm going to put this toothpick in here like this. Just like that. And then I got another one here. I'm just going to wedge in there. Just ever so slightly. Now I don't have to completely fill the hole. I just have to fill the hole enough to where the screw does. Giggity. Now push this down in there a little more. Try to flush it up to the body, like so. And then I'll put just another little drop of this on there. Just barely any on there. Taking these out was one thing. But I'm going to use a screwdriver to put them in because you see one was already stripped out. I don't want to take a chance of stripping another one. You know what I mean? I put the first three in first so it would hold this in place because I'm not going to drill a pilot hole. I'm just going to let nature take its course on that repair. That way that screws in there good. And it is. It's nice and tight now. We don't want our pickup rattling around while we're playing, do we? Now you know we got to see what's in here. Wow, this control plate's really in there. Yep, looks like some typical Epiphone good stuff. 200 bucks from the pawn shop. And this guitar right here, I think it's only like $5.50 brand new. It's got a big old scratch on the back there. That's battle wound, we'll leave that alone. Now a lot of you guys would think that would be an import, wouldn't you? Now hang on, ain't that an import? It's just made like the USA ones, right? I have no idea, you guys tell me. Now in my youth, we used to call these roach clips. I don't know what you guys call them. I got tired of fooling with the meter the way it was. Everything's hooked up. Let's turn the volume up on the bridge pickup. Dang, that booger's hot, man. What's the middle ringing in at? 5.06. And the neck. 822. Now, I don't know if that's great or not. You guys tell me. Alright, let's see what's going on with this neck. Well, I see why it's rattling around. Got a giant bow in it. Let's take the truss rod cover off and see if we can fix that. Good, no strip bolts there. See how it's not touching down here? It's just sliding over the rear. It's doing the same thing down on the other end. So that means the neck is like this. It's touching in the middle, but not on the ends. Let's see if we can fix that. It's already better. You can hear it cracking and creaking in there, can't you? But that's going to be super level now. No worries now. Well, one thing is for sure. She was well played, fellas. Somebody put a bunch of dents in the frets. So we don't even have to check to see if they're level. Now I like to use this leveling beam when these frets are as bad as they are. That's all it takes, I promise. Now this fretboard is going to need a good cleaning, so we'll go ahead and scrape it. Get the other guy's funk off of it for the new owner. Clean him on up good. See where I scraped half of it so far? There's the other half. When you're scraping this last one, you gotta be careful not to bust that nut off there. Now that I got all the frets leveled and crowned, fretboard scraped good. Just treat it with a little linseed oil. We use a dry part of the rag to wipe it in a little better. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Doesn't have any more gouges in the frets, that's for sure. It's all cleaned up and pretty now. Let's jam it out. Alright, she's all cleaned up. Frets leveled and crowned, polished. Let's hear it unplugged. Not rattling. This guitar sounds killer to me. I don't know what you're hearing. Yeah, this guitar is nice. You already know it's going to have balls with some dirt on it. Listen to how clear you can hear each note, even though I'm playing it dirty.
I'm no guitar genius, but you see that blue guitar on the wall behind me. It was $179. $200. Grover tuners, killer pickups, a little bit of setup work. Oh, that's right, you don't know how to do the setup work. Well, if you buy that, you're going to be setting it up. That's why I urge you, man, grab you a set of tools, start fumbling around with them. You'll be all right. Now, what did you guys think about that old Epi Studio? Was it worth $200? Worth a lot more than that thing in my mind. And I really appreciate you watching. But until next time, don't you touch my Scar guitar.